So this video will be a update on the status of my new game room and the first part of my original Xbox collection. So we'll start the update with my what'll probably be my primary workbench and the shelves I just put up displaying some of my systems. I'll be changing all those out at some point. Everything there is just kind of placeholder. And again, this is the corner where I'll be putting my centipede machine. I did fix the bricks a little bit since last time they were upside down. Some of my consoles, you can see PlayStation 3 and OG Xbox. Those are both my original consoles. PS2, that one's not, that one I picked up at Goodwill. And then some of my guitars and Tony Hawk board and stuff. And a little bit better look at, what'll probably be my primary workspace. I have a bigger, the green pad that everyone uses. I have a bigger one coming in. My drawers, that one's empty, and you can see in there's, this is basically going to be all my tools, my soldering iron, all that kind of stuff, where I'll be doing all that little work. There's another bench. Not really doing anything with it right now. It's basically, as you can see, holding a fan. And then I actually, all of my other benches too, my tool benches actually have workbenches on top too. Looking inside the workbenches, I have nothing inside the top shelf yet. This is the leftmost one that we just showed. I just have a bunch of USB cables in that one, nothing really interesting. There you can see power adapters are in the next one, and AV adapters or RF adapters. Controllers, you can see some mainly all Sega stuff and a N64 at the top. And then consoles. These are all ones that I haven't shown before, but this is just whatever I just happened to find in the garage that needed a home. So I'm starting to finally put away some stuff. And then looking in the other one, there's basically nothing yet, but I do plan on, you can see there, I'm just putting in some Xbox 360 controller parts. This will basically be for, projects. Will go in here, parts and stuff like that will go in this one. So we'll go ahead and start putting together some of the Xbox stuff. You can see I already have The Suffering and Knights of the Old Republic. Just a couple of, I'm going to try to make this a little bit more focused than the last one. Kind of games that are, for the most part, ones that are interesting or whatever. Not necessarily those two, but that was kind of my intro. Knights of the Old Republic 2, obviously. That one's got to go with the first one. So just kind of knock the other ones over, I guess, get them out of the way. So I have Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 for the OG Xbox. Next one is Battlefront 2. I actually have multiple copies of that. I have it on PS2 also, which you'll see later. Actually, several copies for PS2. Reckless. That one's actually a pretty good game. And then Blinks, actually, I think I picked that up later on because it's backwards compatible. So I was like, oh, I never saw that before. When it became backwards compatible, I picked it up. Haven't played it much, but and then Reckless. That's actually pretty good. Just a driving action kind of game. Not a great shot there, but there you can see those three, and I think the other one is Midway Arcade Classics. And then World Racing, another racing game. I have a lot of those for Xbox. And then Wolfenstein, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, actually. That's a pretty good game. I think I've actually played that one most of the way through. And then Whacked, I think that's one that I picked up later on, just because I found it somewhere. And Simpsons Road Rage, that one's actually pretty good. There's actually a few good Simpsons games from back when The Simpsons actually used to be good. And then True Crime Streets of LA, that actually is one of my favorite Xbox games. Doesn't get a lot of credit. And then I think the other one is, so there's True Crime Streets of LA. Again, really good game. And then if you played Sleeping Dogs, that's kind of the original one in that series. Top Spin Tennis. It's a pretty good game. Most of the Xbox ones I've actually played. And then this one though, I don't Top Gear tuning. I don't think I've played too much of that one. Top Gear import tuning, I believe. And then you can see 2/3 of the GTA trilogy. I actually got San Andreas also, and I think I pieced that one in. Me putting that one together. So let me see. Yeah, there we go. So there's San Andreas to complete the collection. Kind of a spoiler on the other games. So let's go back to the original place. Okay, so this MX game, I think I had that one in the PS2 video as well. So I'm not sure if I showed the Xbox. Some of the Xbox games I actually showed, but I think I have that on PS2. And then Minority Report. Not sure if I've played that one or not. Couple NASCAR games. Those ones I actually have played through. I like some of the NASCAR games just because you kind of work your way up through the ranks. Start off in dirt tracks and work your way up. NBA Live game, not too interesting there, but NBA Jam. That's basically a 3D HD remake of the original arcade game from the 90s. Actually, one of my favorite Genesis games back in the day. Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. I actually have 2 copies. But the reason I just found this one interesting because it says it's a Microsoft company store purchase, not for resale. So I don't know what employee had that, but it doesn't have a name listed on there. But they resold it. Outlaw Volleyball and Golf. So I just picked those up. Just I pick up almost every golf game, and volleyball's kind of unique. Pirates of the Caribbean. Not too interesting there, but Outrun 2. I think there's another one, Outrun 2006 or something, that's actually better, but this one's actually a really great game too. I think I have 2006 on PSP, I believe. But this one's pretty good too. They're both really good games. And then the better Pirates game, Sid Meier Pirates. That one's actually based on the PC game. And I believe that one is backwards compatible as well. So I'm gonna play that sometime on the 360, and you can see there all the games that are all the awards that it won on the PC. And Prince of Persia. This is another one that I think I may superimpose back, adding in because I have all 3 of those. So I'll put that one at the end there. And actually, there, yeah, you can see there's the other two games, Warrior Within and Two Thrones, I think was the other game. Both of those are actually still sealed. I played most of the way through the first one, but I never actually got to play the other 2. So I got to finish playing those sometime. Project Gotham Racing. I spent probably a lot more time than than I should have playing that game on the original Xbox. I just love the Project Gotham games and the Forza games. I spent a lot more time on racing games than probably anything else, especially back then, as I mentioned. Couple more Project Gotham Racing 2 and another game, so a couple more racing games. So again, I have lots of racing games for Xbox. Roller Coaster Tycoon. I don't think I've actually played this one. I think I picked it up just because I found that interesting that they actually have an Xbox version. And then Rainbow Six 3, I think. So Tom Clancy games are pretty much always good. Rugby, that's kind of... I picked that one up because it's unique in the US. I realize in the UK, where a lot of people are watching this from, that's probably not as unique. Sega GT, again, really good game. The Sims, the original one from back in the day. Shenmue 2. I was actually more of a fan of the second Shenmue game than the first one. I actually passed the second one. I don't think I played through the first one all the way, which I probably should. Max Payne 2, another one. I do have the original Max Payne, so I'll probably superimpose putting that one on the shelf with Max Payne 2. So, yeah, there you go. There's Max Payne 1 in its proper place with Max Payne 2. And again, a couple more games that you'll see later on. So getting back to the other stuff, Midnight Club 3, Dub Edition Remix. That's actually a really good game too. Midnight Club 3, I kind of love that game, and I actually picked up the remix later on because it had extra stuff in it, the DLC, I believe. Black, I actually picked that one up back in the day, and it since has gone backwards compatible. NFL Blitz, I used to love those games back in the day. Um, Unfortunately, that one has a little crack in the case, but otherwise, Destroy All Humans 1 and 2. Um, One I think is greatest hits again. I do have a few greatest hits in there, but there's both original Destroy All Humans games. Again, those are really good games. So I'm trying to pick a little bit more of what my favorite games are there. Dynasty Warriors, not so much, but there's a Deus Ex Invisible War. I don't remember that one per se, but the Deus Ex games are pretty much all good, so that one goes up there. And then obviously Morrowind, everything Elder Scrolls and Fallout I have, so that one's definitely got to go up there. It mentions being Game of the Year and stuff, but that's not the Game of the Year edition. I wish it was. Yeah, there's the other Max Payne. So, so Halo 1 and 2. Got both of those. I actually have a couple of steelbooks, I think, for Halo 2. I don't know where those went, but those always seem to rust or something. So, neither one of them were good. Tomb Raider Legend. I think I have every Tomb Raider game in one format or another. Automodelista, that is a great racing game. Cell shaded, so it gives it a very unique kind of cartoony look, kind of like Initial D before I knew what Initial D was, so that's actually pretty cool. LA Rush, another game, just really fun. I might play through that one again sometime. Kind of a arcadey style game, racing game. It's real good. And then DDR games. I have those for like everything. I'm not sure if the steel dance pad that I have, or the metal one, will work with Xbox. I think it's just PS2. I do have a couple of 007 games. This one has Sean Connery from Russia with Love, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, you can see Sean Connery there. And I also have the one with Timothy Dalton as well. So, but there's Jade Empire. Obviously, Jade Empire, great game from BioWare back in the day when they used to be good, or actually, they're still decent, but they used to be great. The original Forza game, I have pretty much every Forza game, and a lot of them in multiple formats. So there's that one, the original one. So that definitely gets its place on the shelf before I run out of room. So again, there's just kind of a quick overview of a lot of the different games that I have. So most of these I put up there for a reason. There's still a lot of generic stuff that's still in the box. But so we also have Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. Yeah, it's a Fallout game, so I picked it up, but it's definitely not the best Fallout game. In fact, I think I played it for a few minutes just to try it out and see if it was as bad as what everyone said, and from what I saw, it was. So it's Fallout though, so it goes on the shelf. Crimson Skies, pretty good shooting game, aerial combat type game. That one is backwards compatible as well. So I may play that on the Xbox One sometime. Ford versus Chevy. I think I mentioned that in my PS2 collection, that I think I had the Ford racing game, and then they came out later on with Ford versus Chevy. So there's a bunch of different games from those series. BMX XXX. Yeah, so America, we get like no cover on that. I think there's a different cover on the UK versions, but it's a game. Not really a great one. Battlestar Galactica, I picked that up. I think the reboot was out right around that time, so I love the reboot, so I had to pick that up. Not sure how much I've played it. And there you can see there's the Timothy Dalton 007. Not a great game, but it is another Bond game, so it goes with the other 007 game. So, and then Fable, the original one, obviously. So That definitely gets a place up there. Most of these, including this game, are actually ones that I picked up new back in the day. So here's some more PS2 games. I'm not really going to bother to put those on the shelf along with some other things. So I just found these in a bag. So I still have games scattered everywhere. I actually have multiple copies of SSX3 and a couple other ones. Basically, Battlefront 2 also. So yeah, let's see what this Wii game is. Yeah, Project Runway. I don't know. I think I picked that up because it was on clearance. I think I paid a lot less than $14.99 for it. But yeah, I do have a lot of Madden games in there. That's why they're stuck there. And then the Battlefront 2. You can see actually the reason why I have two of those is one is a greatest hits and one is the black label. So I think I got the greatest hits, and then I ran across a good deal on the black label, so I got it. Same thing with the SSX3. I think I had a greatest hits one, so then I picked up the black label just to get it. So Tricky is only that one, and then I have some PC games that I'll go through at some point in time, including The Witcher boxed, but that'll be at a later edition. Thank you for watching.